on, Star Wars fans, and welcome back to the best podcast in the galaxy, Star Wars Doctrine. Just kidding, that's a little arrogant, but hey, I hope you guys are having as much fun with this as I am. If you are new to the channel, please don't forget to like and subscribe to see some more future Star Wars content. Also, be sure to check us out on social media, Instagram and Facebook at Star Wars Doctrine. A lot of the stuff, as I've said before, comes straight from that. A lot of your comments, especially this week, I'm going to be diving into a ton of your guys' comments on a lot of the posts that we are going to be talking about this week. So it's a lot of fun. Be sure to check it out if you haven't already. And for those of you that are already following, thanks so much. Really do appreciate it. Had a lot of big milestones this week, and we'll talk a little bit about that later. But yeah, I'm super excited about this week. Got a lot of good stuff to talk about. And man, it's just been fun. Star Wars the last couple weeks has been really fun. So yeah, let's get going and dive into it. The first post that I want to talk about was something that I was super excited about, super surprised to find out was canon. But I posted a thing earlier about Qui-Gon's lightsaber, if you saw it. Basically, confirmed by StarWars.com, it is canon that after a Phantom Menace, that Anakin was given Qui-Gon's lightsaber to use until he was able to construct his own. And this got me so excited for so many reasons. First off, like, how cool of a tribute is that to Qui-Gon? If you guys don't know this already, Qui-Gon is one of my favorite characters in the entire Star Wars universe. I love Qui-Gon, and I am so excited for Claudia Gray's new book that's coming out soon that's going to dive into his character a lot more. I just think that, first off, Liam Neeson was an incredible actor for Qui-Gon. He did so well, and just the fact that he's Obi-Wan's master is super intriguing. I also love the character of Count Dooku, so the fact that Count Dooku trained him, it's just everything pieces together with Qui-Gon's character, just so interesting to me. But the fact that he found Anakin, the Chosen One, recognized more than even the entire Jedi Council, that Anakin was the Chosen One, is just incredible to me. So the fact that he's the reason Anakin got trained, because he made Obi-Wan promise that he would train him. The fact that Anakin got to use his lightsaber is just super cool to me. And I don't know if you guys remember this, when the Episode 2 Attack of the Clones trailer first came out, remember in that movie there's a scene where Anakin's using a green lightsaber. Well, one of the first trailers, probably one of the teasers, I can't remember, when it came out, they showed a very split-second scene of Anakin holding a green lightsaber. And obviously there was a huge time jump between Episode 1 and Episode 2, and so one of the most talked about things that I can remember is, we're finally going to get to see, when Episode 2 comes out, Anakin with a lightsaber and him fighting. It's going to be super cool. Oh, what color is it going to be? We know that we obviously knew that his lightsaber that he was going to give to Luke, that Obi-Wan gave to Luke was blue. So it was like, okay, his lightsaber could be blue, but is he going to have that one right away? We didn't know. So when I saw that preview for the first time, that teaser trailer, I was like, oh my gosh, I really hope that is Qui-Gon's lightsaber. And that was one thing I was kind of disappointed when I got to the theater and saw that movie for the first time, when I found out, he actually only used a green lightsaber for a very split second and wasn't Qui-Gon's. So anyways, I thought that because of how much I wanted that this was even more exciting. Really cool fact. And like I said, just a cool tribute because, there's a million theories that you can read out there, fan fictions about what would have happened if Qui-Gon lived and trained Anakin, and how would have that gone. I think Star Wars Theory does a fan fiction on it that's really cool if you have time to check that out. Not a bad use of your time. It's actually really interesting. And Star Wars Theory's videos are always great. So, but yeah, seriously, like just a cool tribute to me. And I would love in the future to get some content, whether it's a comic or TV show or something where we get to see Anakin using Qui-Gon's lightsaber, and then really I would like to know how much that meant to him, because I think Anakin did look at Qui-Gon as a I guess as a father figure in a way. Maybe he literally saved him from slavery. Like, there's probably not anything that can mean more to someone. I mean, that's just huge, and brought him to fulfill his dreams of becoming a Jedi, and believed in him when really no one else did. So it's really cool. There's actually a Vader comic where it reveals that if Anakin had been around to name his son, he would have wanted to name him Jin, I believe. I'm blanking, but I think that's what it was. Anyways, the idea was he wanted to name him after Qui-Gon, and obviously he didn't get that chance to be around. So that was Vader having a dream in one of the Vader comics, and he was with his son, who was named, I think, Jin. So just after Qui-Gon, which is very cool, showed how much Qui-Gon really meant to him. So then I want to talk about one of the comments that I got on that post was from Sam Steves, and he's on Facebook. But he talked about a theory, and I just love this theory so much. And I've actually since researched it. There isn't necessarily, like, the theory itself's not canon, but there is things that I do think kind of support it in canon, and I would love if this was true. So his theory was that Luke used Qui-Gon's crystal when he made his lightsaber. And if you connect, he talked about connecting the dots, and I've since researched it, and it's really cool. So after Anakin got done using it, created his own lightsaber, Obi-Wan actually took back possession of it. I think it was in the Jedi Temple for a while. But it is canon that when Obi-Wan goes back to Tatooine, he takes Qui-Gon's saber with him. So he had it there on Tatooine. He also had Anakin's lightsaber, which he gave to Luke, obviously. And another thing that is canon is that Luke actually went to Obi-Wan's hut when he was building his lightsaber to look for parts. He found lots of parts all over the galaxy as he was trying to build his green lightsaber. And the last stop he makes in canon was at Obi-Wan's hut, where he finds the last couple of parts. Now, it does not tell us which parts. That's the unfortunate thing. There's no canon saying, oh, he found a crystal, he found this or that. It just says he found some parts. So, to me, that supports the theory. Obviously, it doesn't make the theory canon. But how cool would it be if he found Qui-Gon's lightsaber, removed the crystal from that, and used his crystal in his green lightsaber? I just think that would be super awesome. Now, the one thing that kind of contradicts that is kyber crystals work a little differently than they used to in Legends, like before Disney took over, essentially. They kind of, like, all kyber crystals, I guess, are white, and Jedi forge them with the Force, and Sith forge them with the Force to help them become the color that they're supposed to be, I guess. So that maybe changes it a little bit. I don't know how it would, if a crystal was already turned green and you pulled it out of the saber, I don't know if it would go back to white. I would think it would stay green, but there's not a whole lot of canon yet on how it all works. Anyways, my thought is that would be a super cool theory. There is a deleted scene which you can watch from Return of the Jedi of Luke completing the building of his green lightsaber. He's like forcing it in the air, and it like comes together, and it's like he like turns it on, or maybe the forcing in the air isn't from the deleted scene. Maybe that's from a concept art, but there is a deleted scene of him fixing his or building his lightsaber in Return of the Jedi, and he turns it on. Totally wish that was in the film, because lightsabers and the building of them is just super interesting to me. So anyways, on to the next post. Thought that was super cool, and you guys gave it a lot of love, so thanks for that. All right, this next post was awesome because you guys made it our most commented on post of all time. So thank you guys so much for that, for the support. It got a lot of shares on Facebook, got a couple of shares by some really big pages on Instagram, and that was just really cool. Between all the different platforms, this post got over 1,400 comments. So by far our most commented on post, and it was really fun to read all of those. The post was, which planets do you want to see in episode 9? Because episode 9 is set to bring us new planets, of course, and definitely some old familiar nostalgic planets as well from the original trilogy and the prequels. I know that JJ's trying to combine it all together, so I'm sure we're going to get a little bit of everything. And you guys just ate this post up. Like I said, tons of comments, tons of good feedback, and thank you so much for that. One thing I do want to make note of, the post itself, as you can see, has got Alderaan pictured there. And I will admit that when I first made the post, I wasn't thinking in my head, yes, Alderaan is blown up. Obviously, that's not going to appear in episode 9, so thank you to probably 90% of you guys who pointed that out. Right when the first person commented, I was like, oh crap, what have I done? Oh my goodness. Truthfully, I just pulled that image off of Google because I thought it looked cool, and it had like the 5 different, or how many planets there, and I thought it looked cool and it would look good in the post. I didn't actually even think like, oh yeah, Alderaan's on there, and that's, anyways. I wasn't necessarily going for you guys to choose between those specific planets. I was just trying to put some planets on there, and then you guys kind of give your own, but which obviously you guys did, and I got a lot of crap for not thinking of Alderaan, but I made a funny comment. I said, well, joke's going to be on you guys when there is a flashback to Alderaan and I don't look so dumb. So, but in all seriousness, like, let's say there was a flashback to Alderaan. Leia is supposed to be a big part of this, which obviously with Carrie Fisher, may she rest in peace, being gone, that's going to be interesting to see how they do that. But how cool would it be if they did like a flashback to Alderaan to a younger Leia? And I mean, just got to see something of her and her adopted parents. That would be, the Organas, that would be so cool. And maybe see something that she did when she was younger to help the rebellion. I don't know. Just me trying to cover my own butt, you know. Yeah, anyways. Moving on from that, we've got a lot of other good suggestions from you guys that I want to talk about. Obviously, I have my ideas of what planets will appear and everything, but let's look at some of your guys' comments. Dasty17 said, Mustafar, I want to see Kylo at Vader's castle so bad. And I could not agree more. Mustafar would be probably one of my top choices for planets to appear in episode 9, and for that exact reason. Vader's castle made an appearance in Rogue One, and it looked so cool. And getting to see little parts of that and more of, a little bit of Vader would just be awesome. I think Kylo has obviously a big obsession with his grandfather, so the chances that maybe he's already been there are pretty high, and the chances that he'll want to go back, I think, are pretty high. For all we know, he might actually make that his castle now. And we know Snoke's been to the castle. The ring in one of the visual guides, the ring he wears, the black kind of crystal-looking ring, we know came from the catacombs of Vader's castle. So definitely canon that Snoke's been there, which I can imagine he showed it to Kylo too, being that it's Kylo's grandfather, and how much he wanted Kylo to be like Vader and how much Kylo wants to be like Vader. So I think that's a very good possibility. And I will say this, I try not to get expectations because I don't want to be disappointed. I know a lot of us do that with Star Wars, and sometimes we get our hopes so high that we get disappointed. I'm so guilty of that. But I will say this, I do think it would be disappointing if Vader's castle does not make an appearance in episode 9 because of how Kylo is about Vader, number 1. But number 2, how much buildup it's had. Like I said, in Rogue One, we got to see it, which was awesome. But if you guys paid attention to the Vader comics, which I've tried to keep up on and post a lot about and fill you guys in, but if you've kept up on those, Vader's castle is a huge part of that. The last couple of issues are all about Vader building his castle, what the point of it was, so that he could basically, it was a tuning fork, the way his castle is built, so that he could try and use the dark side of the Force to cross into the other side and maybe bring Padme back. So there's a lot of deep history and deep Force, dark side stuff there. And I just think it would be a disappointment if we didn't get to learn more about that. I think that they built it up in the comics because they want to bring it into the movies. And we'll see if that happens. Like I said, I think it's very likely. Galactic Artwork on Instagram said Naboo. Lots of O's there. And then, I definitely agree with Naboo. I think that'd be really cool. It's one of the coolest planets, I think, in all of the prequels. And let's see Padme's grave. One of the most emotional scenes was her funeral at the end of episode 3. If we're going to go back to Naboo, I need to see her grave. I need to see... That'd be a great way for JJ to tie in the prequels. Kylo going back to see Grandma's grave, pay his respects or something, or if Rey is doing some exploring and somehow ends up back there for historical reasons, I don't know. But I definitely think if we're going to go to Naboo, which is just a beautiful planet, so it'd be great for visuals, I want to see Padme's grave. And this may be an unpopular opinion, but I wouldn't be opposed to like the Gungan city, which I don't know how I'd want to see that, but I'm just kind of curious if like the Gungans are still alive, not Jar Jar, I'm not saying that. So, but anyways, like I said, I could live without that. It'd just be kind of interesting to see what's become of Naboo since episode 3. But yeah, ultimately Padme's grave if we're going to go to Naboo. That would be the most important thing to me. Kenneth Matthew 1183, and forgive me on the pronunciation of this because it hasn't necessarily appeared in movies that I'm aware of, but Jelucan or Jelucan, Jelucan. If I'm not mistaken, yes. Okay, this is from the Lost Stars book by Claudia Gray. Claudia Gray is an incredible author. She's the one doing the new Qui-Gon, the Master and Apprentice book. But he said because 2 of the best Star Wars characters came from there, so he's referring to the 2 main characters in Lost Stars. So that'd be really cool. I think that these new canon novels, I think that it's very possible we could see stuff from them because obviously they're going to want to promote them, so that's cool. Henners123 said Bespin. He said Bespin will be in it. Calling it now. Thursday, February 7th, 2019, Bespin will be in Star Wars Episode 9. I like the confidence. I hope you screenshotted that so that you can repost it after the movie and be right, because Bespin would be awesome. Obviously, we know Lando's going to be in it, so Bespin was his place until the Empire took over. Maybe he got it back when the Empire fell. But yeah, Bespin, Cloud City, that would be so cool. I actually think that, I guess this is possibly a spoiler, but one thing that in episode 7, actually, JJ planned on going to Bespin. He was going to show in that little flashback vision that Rey has, he actually was casting someone to play Luke and have Rey get to watch Luke get his hand chopped off. Like, that's totally a thing. He was going to have Rey get to be able to witness it. And I don't know if that was some sort of because of the lightsaber that she was about to get or what, but I've heard rumors that he is potentially thinking of doing that scene that he didn't put in Force Awakens in episode 9. So I think Bespin could totally, at least in flashback, be in there. I would love to see it in more of a real-time thing as well, though, not just a flashback, because that would be super cool. Like I said, I would hope Lando would be there or something like that. Can't wait to see him in it. That's going to be one of the coolest things. Now, if we do get it via flashback or via Force Vision, I want to know how Maz got the lightsaber. She said it was a story for another time. Well, it's another time, and I think that's something that can't be explained like that, because that lightsaber should have been long gone, so I want to know how she got it. So if we're getting Bespin, that better be in there. Jordan Phillip T1611 on Instagram said Korriban. Korriban, please. Korriban, if you guys don't know, that was the homeworld of the Sith. And later, it's also referred to as Moraban later on, I think like towards, I'm not sure where the name change came in, but yeah, it's referred to as both. Moraban was later on in like towards the Clone Wars and stuff, but Korriban before that in the Old Republic. So it was basically the homeworld of the Sith, and tons of dark side power was on that planet. Lots of ancient Sith Lord tombs. It was like, I guess Coruscant was the home of the Jedi Temple, so Korriban was the home of the Sith Temple and the Sith Academy back before the Rule of Two became a thing, back before the Jedi and Darth Bane and the Sith got wiped out. Darth Bane wiped them out and made the Rule of Two. Anyways, so Korriban was deep Sith history there. And for that reason, yeah, I think that is something we could see. Kylo is going to be, my guess, just my guess, my theory, Kylo's going to be seeking out Sith relics or Sith history. He's going to want to learn how to become more powerful. He doesn't have his master Snoke anymore since he killed him. So I think he's going to be looking for holocrons and looking for ways to learn more and to become more powerful. So yeah, why not Korriban? That would be the coolest way for him to do it outside of maybe Vader's castle. So, I mean, actually, it'd be interesting even to me to see the opposite, see Rey go there. Maybe Rey wants to learn more about the Sith and the dark side so that she can learn how to defeat it. Because I think that's something that the Jedi really messed up on in the prequels is they were so afraid of the dark side. Now, I'm not saying that means they should have practiced the dark side, but I think if they would have learned more about it and not been so afraid of it, they wouldn't have been so deceived when they had a Sith Lord right in front of them. They always said the dark side clouds everything. Maybe, I don't know, maybe perhaps if they knew more about the dark side, they'd been able to recognize it easier. So maybe Rey going to learn more about it would be really interesting. She gets to learn her history. Basically, what I'm looking for is lots of Sith and Jedi lore. So both of them, Rey and Kylo, finding out as much historical stuff as we can would be awesome. Bring other things into canon that we liked from Legends, from the Old Republic. Obviously, the stuff from the prequels getting referenced to is going to be awesome. So definitely an option for Korriban there. Yes. Okay, Yoda.fan said Coruscant. Just because I'm curious about what it would look like so many years later, and I wonder whether the Jedi Temple is still there. And then he went on to say also Mustafar, Vader's castle. So cool, yeah. We already talked about that one, so I want to focus on the Coruscant. First things first, I want to talk about multiple comments about Coruscant saying, well, Coruscant was destroyed in episode 7 by Starkiller Base. Super glad you guys brought that up because I just want to clarify something. When I first saw episode 7, I thought that too. I was like, oh, that looks like Coruscant. Coruscant's getting destroyed. But for great news for potential future appearance of Coruscant, the planet that was destroyed was not Coruscant. It was Hosnian Prime. It's the Hosnian system that was destroyed by Starkiller Base. There is a scene where they see the red light coming at the planet before it destroys, and it totally looks like Coruscant, but it's not. It's Hosnian Prime. So, guys, just so you know, Coruscant is very much alive and well as far as we know. But Coruscant, yeah, didn't get destroyed by Starkiller Base, so there's definitely is a possibility that it could be in episode 9. And with Yoda.fan here, I 100% agree. The Jedi Temple potentially vacant for the last how many years since the Jedi Purge, episode 3, Order 66. So what's become of it? Is it just desolate, or has it been used for something else? Would there be tons of artifacts there? I'm assuming people would have gone through a lot of the stuff by now. So anyways, I don't know. Maybe there's protectors of it because like we saw keepers and protectors of the wills protecting the temple on Jeddah. mean, that's something that was really cool in Rogue One, is seeing those protectors of the Kyber Temple. Maybe there's people like that who are protecting the Coruscant Temple. That would be super cool, actually, to see. And maybe Rey goes there, or Kylo, and starts learning more things about the Jedi and carrying on their training in that way through some of the artifacts there, and maybe holocrons there as well. So definitely probably a lot of cool artifacts there. I assume Vader probably got a lot of the stuff out of it and possibly moved it, so maybe that's a thing. I don't know. Another planet that was mentioned a lot by you guys was Hoth, naturally. Hoth's awesome. There's a sweet snow battle there in episode 5, so could we get Hoth back? Yeah, maybe. I would think that'd be really cool. I would like to see other parts of Hoth if that was the case. Maybe go back to Hoth and find a one-armed Wampa there that Luke chopped off his arm. Maybe he's got a family now. So, one thing I would say is I didn't see a whole lot of anyone talking about Mandalore, which surprised me, just because Mandalore usually gets a lot of love in the Star Wars community. So, especially with the Mandalorian coming out, we're going to get to see Mandalore, probably going to be mentioned a lot. So that comes out before episode 9. There's a possibility we could get some Mandalore stuff, and see what's become of the planet by this time. So Mandalore's an interesting planet with a lot of history, so that would be cool. All right, let's move on to our next post. That one took quite a while because you guys just left so many awesome comments. I'm really excited to see what planets they bring in episode 9. I really can't wait. Next post, another milestone for us, was this Poe Dameron post. Became our first post to get over 1,000 likes, and a couple of them have gotten over 1,000 now since that too. And guys, I just want to thank you so much. The support means so much, and it just makes it that much sweeter to be doing this and to just know you guys are enjoying this stuff, because like I've said before, it's hard work doing all this. It totally pays off. I love talking about Star Wars. I love posting about Star Wars. There's nothing really better to talk about. So, but when you guys give me support like this, it's just, it just makes my day. So thank you so much for all of that love. And I was surprised. Like, I thought this was such a cool fact, but you guys showed me it was even cooler than I realized. So thank you again. But yeah, here it is. So Oscar Isaac specifically requested that Poe Dameron's homeworld be Yavin 4 because Yavin 4 was filmed in his native country of Guatemala, and his wish was granted. I thought that was super cool. I didn't know that until recently. One of you guys commented it, and I've lost the comment in the sea of all the comments on the planet. Oh, someone was saying they wanted Yavin 4 in it, and then they went ahead and brought up the fact that, that's where Oscar Isaac requested Poe Dameron be from. And anyways, just super cool that Star Wars granted him that wish. Lucasfilm gave him that because that's where he's from, Guatemala. Like, that's so cool. And to dive into that a little bit. So Poe was the son of Lieutenant Shara Bey and Sergeant Kes Dameron. They were part of like the alliance to rebuild the Republic, I suppose. And anyways, they had Poe, I believe, he was born 2 years before the Battle of Endor. One kind of fun little random fact that was thrown in there too, and I've heard this before, that he grew up by a Force-sensitive tree, kind of like the tree that we see in, Last Jedi. I'm blanking here. Yeah, so kind of like the tree from The Last Jedi. He grew up by one of those, and his parents actually planted it. The seed, the tree, was given to them by Luke Skywalker. So his parents obviously knew Luke, and he gave him that, which is just kind of a cool little random fact there. So, but yeah, so Poe's homeworld is Yavin 4. Pretty cool. Possibility that Yavin could make an appearance in episode 9 for sure. Wow. Yeah. We've already talked a lot, and we still got 2 more things I wanted to talk about. And here we go. Let's get going with this one here. Okay, so here it is. Sorry. The question was, should Kylo Ren be redeemed in Episode 9? Got a lot of good comments, mostly on Facebook from you guys. Because this is something that obviously we're going to find out here in Episode 9, and it's something heavily talked about between Star Wars fans right now, because there's a lot of mixed opinions, and I got each, polar opposites on what people want. I don't think there's a way that everyone's going to be happy in what happens, but just hopefully they execute it well in Episode 9, whatever it is they decide to do. I have my theories, and I also have my wishes, but we'll see what happens. Mike Simonet, he said on Facebook, I don't think he should. He should go out as a villain, and it would be something unexpected. I personally kind of lean towards this because I guess just seeing someone be a total bad A and just totally engulfed in the dark side and all of its power would just be really fun. We got that with Darth Sidious, and it's just fun having a bad guy like that, and to see Kylo develop. I think the development of Kylo Ren has been maybe one of the biggest bright sides of this trilogy. His character's been done very well. Adam Driver's a great actor, and we've seen him go from the pull to the light to, acting like maybe he's going to come back. Then he kills his father, and then he gets darker. Then he has a hard time pulling the trigger on his mom. Then you think, oh, he's coming back, and him and Rey fought together. Now he's going to join the light, and then he still turns away, and it's just all sorts of surprising, and he keeps going towards the dark. So for that reason, yeah, I'm on that same page as Mike here. I think that him staying dark, and not only staying dark, I want him to go full dark. I want him to be more evil and menacing than Vader. I want him to be just dark side, unlimited power like Palpatine, just all in, and just killing anyone who gets in his way and just pure evil. I think that that's something we need. I want a dark film, and it'd make it more fun to me. Sean Collins said, no, he had his chance twice. Too late now. Yeah, that's true. I mean, if the character of Kylo Ren's arc was going to be redeemed, he had his chance to come to the light. Rey, with that scene, I mean, it was the time if he was going to do it. He killed his master. He had his chances. And I think he made his choice then. But it's hard to say because, I mean, will the Skywalker, if he is the last Skywalker, then are we going to really leave the Skywalker's saga with the Skywalkers being dark? Because kind of the redemption of the Skywalkers is the whole point of the first 6 movies. So, I mean, maybe that would be kind of sad. I could see him going either way on this, but I do think, he already had his chance. So, to me, I want to see him go dark. Andy Mixon said, yes, but that doesn't mean he gets the girl. It just means he'll be ready to cross into the afterlife with a redeemed conscience. When Leia crosses over, she will get to see her entire family, from Han to Luke to Anakin to Belle and Brea Organa. I think that's really cool. If he is going to get redeemed, I do want to see something like that. I would like to see... Yeah, I don't think that... If he gets redeemed, I think he dies. I mean, it'd be hard to have him live and us to just forgive him for killing Han, right? I mean, I would have a hard time with that. That's part of the reason that I'm just let him be a bad guy. Because if he killed Han just to become good again, it's frick. I mean, why'd you have to kill Han, I mean, obviously, Harrison Ford probably wasn't going to do more movies anyways. So, but that aside, I don't know. It's hard to think that he could be redeemed and live and us just forgive him for killing Han. So, but a scene like that, Leia crosses over and gets to see her family. That would be really cool. Definitely. Especially if, she got to see Padme and Anakin, her true parents, which obviously she never got to be able to know them. Luke kind of got to know his father a little bit. I mean, he saved him after all, and mostly they were fighting when they were... But hey, who doesn't have daddy issues? I mean, come on. No, I'm just kidding. Seriously, though, that it'd be cool to see Anakin and Padme there and get Luke and Leia to be able to see them, Ben and Solo. I mean, that would be really cool. get Padme back in there because she is an awesome character. Debbie Doherty, excuse me if I say that name incorrectly, he has to be redeemed, and it has to be by his grandfather and his uncle Luke, and hopefully his father and mother too. Yeah, I mean, if he's going to be redeemed, Anakin, shoot, he better play a part in it, because he looks up to Vader for who knows why, but if Force Ghost Anakin can come in and whip him into shape, that'd be awesome. I think that him and Luke really do need to play a part in it, especially Anakin. I might be the only one who can get through to him. Possibly his mother too, because we know he had a hard time pulling the trigger to kill his mom when he knew that she was on that bridge. So yeah, let's see here. Michael Ritchie said, no, I don't want another Vader rehash. I'm right there with you, man. I really think that there would be some repetitiveness if we just get, Kylo dies saving Rey, and now he's going to die and become a good Force Ghost because he's a good guy again. Like, it worked for Vader. It was great for Vader, actually, because it was his son, and actually the prequel set it up really well. We just knew how much his family meant to him. He was obviously willing to do anything for Padme, not short of killing kids. So, yeah, so it worked great for Vader and Anakin, but that's because it took 6 movies. I don't think that we can do the same thing for Kylo and just be like, oh yeah, cool, it works. Plus, it'd be repetitive, so I'm right there with you. John Segura said, since The Force Awakens, it has been shown that he is the opposite of other Force wielders whom have gone to the dark side. He still hears the light calling to him, so maybe. Yeah, that's very true. Vader was pretty conflicted, as Luke sensed. But I think Kylo's more conflicted, at least in The Force Awakens he was. For sure. He's always talking about the pull to the light, and he's done some things maybe to get farther away from that light, but he's definitely conflicted. There's no doubt. And that's why, to me, if he's not going to be redeemed, I want to see in this next movie, I want to see him go on a killing spree. I want to see every evil side of him to the point where, we're like, man, this guy, there's no redemption for him. Because, yeah, I want to see that development of him totally giving himself to the dark side. It's like selling his soul to the devil, selling his soul to the dark side and giving his all to it. I think that would be really good character arc for him. Brandon Klein said, I would love to watch him be killed by a Sith that has been in hiding that now comes out and takes over. This is interesting. I personally don't think that there are any Sith left. I think that died with Palpatine and Vader were probably the last 2 Sith. But there is a lot of rumors going around right now. I posted about it a little bit earlier that there is going to be another antagonist or villain in episode 9 other than Kylo, and we don't really know a whole lot about it. We don't know if he's going to be like who he's trying to fight, if he's a good guy, a bad guy, we just know he's a villain to someone, because I've even heard people say, oh, well, Kylo's going to have to fight him. Oh, Rey's going to have to fight him. We don't know a whole lot about it. It wasn't really a character that was announced or come out until recently. We don't even know who's acting this guy. So, or girl, it could be a girl. It's just, all we know is it's a hooded, cloaked figure that has lightsabers. So probably from the unknown regions or something. But I personally don't think it's a Sith, but it could be. So going along with what you said, Brandon, it's definitely possible that this guy could come in and kill Kylo and be more powerful, or we'll see what they're going to do with that. But it's definitely interesting that there is going to be another character who's plays a part that will. I'm excited to find out what that part he is going to play is. But there's another guy with a lightsaber, so it could go either way. That's definitely something that could happen. Cool. Yeah. I could go either way on this. Ultimately, I'd rather Kylo's character just be completed by him being total bad guy and just see him embrace the dark side. I want to see him maybe use Force Lightning, get some more dark side abilities, and just really sell himself to the dark side. But if he is going to be redeemed, there's a lot of ways they could do it. I want something original, though. I don't want it to be like, I'm just going to die for Rey, because I think that'd be boring. Maybe there's a way you can do both, where he still stays evil, but he cares for Rey, so he gives his life for her, even though he's not going to be redeemed. There's there's got to be something new that they can do to make it interesting. And yeah, we'll see where they go with that. I just hope they execute it well. Like I said, I don't care one way or the other, but as long as it's done well, I'll be happy. I think Kylo's a great character, so definitely excited to see where that goes in episode 9. All right, guys, thanks for sticking with us. Last topic is Ian McDiarmid to Celebration. I posted, I said, oh, the Emperor is coming here. But yeah, so Darth Sidious, Emperor Palpatine, the actor Ian McDiarmid has confirmed that he will be at Star Wars Celebration in Chicago. And this isn't like super shocking. He's pretty active and going to celebrations. And I knew that when I posted it. A lot of you guys said that. I just asked, I said, do you guys think that this could be any hint at an episode 9 appearance? It seemed like most people in general were like, no, I don't think that's what this means, just because he's gone to a lot of these in the past. And he's pretty, how do I say this? He likes his Star Wars role, so he likes to be there with the fans and everything like that. And I totally think that's true, but I will say this. I fully expect there to be an Emperor Palpatine appearance in episode 9. And if you watched my, I don't know if it was the last one or the one before that, I talked a lot about holocrons and how there's a lot of like rumors and stuff that those are going to make an appearance in episode 9. I would be disappointed if we get holocrons and don't get an Emperor Palpatine appearance, because I just think that'd be super cool. He had a contingency plan that we get to learn about in Battlefront 2's campaign, basically what to do for the Empire after he died. So maybe that could come up somehow. I don't know. But I do think, once again, I don't want to get expectations or hopes up, but I think that because of some of the rumors I've heard and him coming to Celebration, I think that there's a pretty good chance we might get something. It very well could even just be a voice, like a voiceover that he does or something like that. But there will be something Emperor Palpatine-ish in Star Wars Episode 9. That's my prediction. That's my hope. Don't take my word for it. Let's see in episode 9, so don't get your hopes up. But I really do think that there could be something, a lot of potential there. It excites me. I think Ian McDiarmid's a great actor. Obviously, the character of Darth Sidious, one of the most powerful Sith of all time, is just awesome. So, you know, if he could show off some ultimate power and unlimited power and make an appearance, that would be super cool. To Disney, I say, just do it. Put Emperor Palpatine in episode 9. I hope JJ's listening. All right, guys. Well, I think that that's about all for this week's podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Once again, you know, be sure to follow on Instagram and Facebook, make your comments, take part in all these discussions, because it's a lot of fun, and you might be, you know, your question or comment could be featured in next week's podcast. So hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any other questions, or let me know about some of the things that you liked that we talked about, some of the theories and stuff, leave a comment. Let me know if you're enjoying this, what other things you'd like to see in the future. I'm open to suggestions. I really enjoy doing this for you guys, and it's just fun for me. So I love the discussions, and I love all of it. Love Star Wars. Thanks for exploring this awesome galaxy with me. But yeah, once again, I just thank you guys for listening, and I hope you have a great week. May the Force be with you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because
it is your destiny.